The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, AVM Software, or its advertisers.
News Talk is online. News Talk Online is a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia, did I say Paltalk properly? Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet with more than 4 million unique users on demand on iTunes, on demand on YouTube, and thanks to our great friends at CRN Digital Talk Radio, we are distributed to cable systems that are serving an additional 12 million households. I'm your host, Gary Baumgarten. In the second half of the show today, Kathy Boyle, the financial expert who prior to the new year was in here and did such a great job. We got letters, we got emails, we got phone calls, we got cards saying bring her back and talk about finances again. And she actually wrote a column about where we're going in this new year, and I don't know, it doesn't look good so far as I can see, financially speaking. And so she'll be here in about half an hour, but before that we have the lovely, vivacious Andrea Syrtash. She's an author, a relationship expert, a life coach. Your writings have appeared on Yahoo and the Huffington Post. You've written and lectured extensively on dating. You've given people advice on how to live life to its fullest. You have been special editor for 2 books, How to Survive the Real World and How to Survive Your In-Laws, which is very, very interesting because I know a lot of people who are very, very much in love with their significant other, we'll use in-laws generically here, and they just can't get along with and the in-laws is not necessarily just the mom and dad in-law, it could be the brother and sister-in-law. You're a graduate of the Coaches Training Institute, a life coach, as I said, and host of On Dating, which is a dating advice show produced by NBC Digital Studios in New York for On Networks. Andrea, welcome to News Talk Online on Paltalk.com.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it's my pleasure. Well, you know, my problem with this interview already is you are so credentialed that I don't even know where to start. Where you know, you've got so many hats that you wear. You know,
it's the life of a freelancer, honestly, because I sometimes I have 10 jobs in a year, but I've done each gig for a month, and especially writing an article here, an article there. So it sounds like I'm much older and more experienced probably than I am.
What is a life coach?
A life coach basically is a person who helps people get from where they are to where they want to be. That's as simple as that.
First thing, you got to know where you want to go, though, right?
You have to know, and a life coach can help her client get there and figure out what's important, what she values, really what she wants to get out of life. It's kind of like having a personal trainer at the gym, kind of give people a bit of a kick into the direction they want to go in various facets of their lives.
Before we went to air, you were talking about how you help people figure out life after college. It's very interesting because in my life, well, in my family life, this is a situation that I'm dealing with right now. My son, who is brilliant, is in college. He's 20 years old. And he's working for a degree right now in philosophy. Actually, he's got a double major, believe it or not, physics and philosophy. But the problem is, I live down the Jersey Shore, and the community that I live in, believe it or not, it's people who are less educated doing skillful jobs. We're getting more money than, you know, and I just wrote out a check for his tuition yesterday. So, you know, and it's like, we're paying all this money. And I want him to learn, and I want him to expand, and I want him to do whatever the hell he wants to do. But the question comes, and he asked this question actually. What am I going to do once I get the diploma? Unless he teaches, you know. But there, you know, not everybody who graduates with a degree in philosophy is going to be teaching philosophy at Princeton or something. You know, what do you say to a kid like that?
I mean, I think my parents put me through school and grad school, and then I didn't end up applying anything in my 20s that I studied, and that was probably very frustrating.
Disappointment in life for your parents.
Disappointment.
Right? Here you are. You're all over the internet. You're on. You're on the Huffington Post. You write books, you edit books, and yet, you know, it was such a waste. The money we spent on this girl.
But it's a good example of how Sometimes you don't know where you're going to be right after college. It's a really confusing time. I tried 101 things. I traveled. I mean, I really just was trying to figure it out for a good chunk of my 20s. And then things started to come together through all these experiences. But had I just looked at my history degree that I got undergrad, or you know, I did a Middle Eastern studies minor, well, I'm not doing any of that right now. But that really was great for me to just learn something I was passionate about, and then spend the next few years just figuring out what else I'm passionate about. That's basically what it came down to.
Tell me about your show.
Well, my show is a dating show, dating advice show. Every week I look into the camera and I give just 5 minutes of dating advice, everything from how to pick up at a party to how to break up with someone. It's just practical, hands-on.
You
dating.
say that breaking up is okay because, or even a bad date is okay because a bad date gives you
a great story.
A great
That's
story.
my tagline.
Yes.
I say even a bad date makes a great story. So get out there and have some fun. But I really mean it. I mean, I'm kind of playing with it now, but it's very true. I mean, I think dating's meant to be a time of exploration. Most dates do not work out. They're not meant to work out. They're meant to just be an opportunity to have fun, meet interesting people, practice your dating muscle.
But unfortunately, that first date for a lot of people becomes like an interview process. The guy's interviewing the gal's interviewing the gal. They're not really laying back and just enjoying each other's company and whatever it is that, you know, the movie, or although I don't think a movie is a good first date, frankly, because you can't talk to the other individual, but whatever it is, the ambiance at the restaurant, or if you, whatever you have, even the second or third date, it takes a long time before you get past all that stuff, because everybody, you know, I remember once my buddy Pat O'Hara, who it'll come as no surprise to you, is an accountant. This is an honest-to-God truth story that I'm about to tell. O'Hara and I were at a bar, and this gal, we were in a huge group of people. It's an Irish pub, O'Hara, you know, Old Baumgarten, you know. And
you're not even wearing green. Okay,
not wearing green now.
Okay.
But in our group was a young lady, attractive young lady, who, as time went on, we getting closer to the bar closing. People went there, left. And suddenly, it's her and O'Hara and me. And it was a question of who drives her home. So I got lucky, I guess, and I drove her home. But I could sense, I mean, when you're with a friend, you know. And I kind of got this thing where, you know, I don't believe all is fair in love and war. If your friend is interested in this person,
you respect them.
You respect it.
Yeah.
It's very, very wrong to interfere with your friendship. No woman should come between a guy and his buddy.
Right.
And no man should come between a woman and her friend. I don't think. That's my feeling. I know many people believe it doesn't, you know, you're out there together, you fight it out, you know, whatever. But I don't believe that. So I drive her home. And that was it. I swear to God, that was it. You know.
That was it. You dropped her off.
I dropped her off.
Never see her again.
Well, I saw her again, but not in a dating situation. No, because we were in the same kind of circle. In fact, I saw her a lot again. But anyway, so the next day the phone rings and it's O'Hara. I hope he's not listening, because he sometimes listens to the show. He's going to be embarrassed. O'Hara's moved on. Now he's in a better place. Now he's not dead. He's married to a lovely woman. Not this woman who will go.
That would be a great punchline, but
yeah.